I have some experimental tools that we use. This is a fairly new device. It's available to the general public. It's a EVP. It's a voice recorder, but it's real time. You can hear the EVPs as you're conducting the session, so you don't even have to play it back. You just plug the headphones in. You conduct your EVP session, and you get them right back there. If you get a response, sometimes you can make it out. Sometimes you hear something, but you're not sure what it said. But at least it gives you a general starting point to an area to really focus on. So we use that.
One of the philosophies that I believe in, or theories as it were, are positively charged ions and static electricity and the force of electricity in general being associated with spirit activity. So where some people may put down motion sensors, for example, to try and get some type of motion, I might put down something that registers ions or ion electricity and uses light. So I use things called E-pods, and there's an advanced one that I've got.
The paracorder. I guess this is another piece of experimental that hasn't, I don't even think it's on the market yet. We were fortunate enough to get our hands on a bunch of them. It basically reads ion, which we do use a Jacob's ladder to produce positive ions into the air. A Jacob's ladder is basically 2 copper rods, and you take a transformer and you connect them to the 2 copper rods. And what that does is take low amps in and puts it out into a higher voltage. So it'll take like 30 amps, which is usually roughly standard coming out of a plug, and it'll send maybe anywhere from 15 to 20,000 volts up these 2 copper rods. And we do use that frequently, and we've actually had some really successful results with it, because spirits also are known to draw off of that just from repetition of experiences. So we do put some ions in the air sometimes, but when we're not using the Jacob's ladder, we'll put this out there to see if there are any positive ions. I mean, if we can get this to answer directly into questioning, that's something credible, but there could be pockets of positive ions in the air and just randomly setting it off. So we kind of look for a consistency with these devices.
There's a thing called flashlight phenomena, in which people will unscrew a flashlight or so and use those flashlights to attempt to communicate by going on and off. And those help out when places are radiated with a large EMF, and you might not be able to use a K2 meter, some type of other device that will help that out. So in order, other than just the flashlights and stuff like that, I do have some specialized equipment that I like to use as a backup, but it's all based on ions and electricity.
I would probably stick with something simple like the K2 or the mag light, just because it's simple and it's something you can get a reaction out of. Especially something as simple as the mag light, and you can get crazy activity with just the simple flashlight. So I like to try to keep it simple and stick with the flashlight.
This is an EMF pump. This is what we use to pump EMF into the air, because spirits supposedly are drawn and can use that to strengthen themselves. This particular one isn't on the market. It'll never be on the market. Yeah, it's actually made off of a video game system, just spare parts, and someone that we know actually created this for us.
And then they also use like the Hack Shack, the scanner through the radio, and it's supposed to pick up words that spirits can supposedly say through this, and it gets pretty interesting on things you can get through there. So we've used that several times, and it works pretty good.
We have a ghost radar, which I'm not completely sold on, but it spits out words. It's from a word bank, but sometimes it's the words mean nothing. But I've set it down on a table where there's a radio. I've set it down with the flashlight at the same time. Flashlight goes on, the ghostwriter goes radio.
Wow.
I mean, that could just be completely random, but that also, it's just like, what's the odds of that? I've never heard it say radio.
I don't even think it's available on the market yet. It's this antenna acts as like a 12-foot radius sensor, and there's 3 different color lights, and if something breaks, it's a motion detector basically, and if anything moves within the radius, the closer it gets, the more lights will light up, and each of the lights have a different radius span, so it gives us an idea of how far away from the antenna is. Like I said, this is brand new. It's experimental. It's not even on the market yet. We were fortunate enough to get our hands on one